Hi, I'm Andrew Ace, and I'm back for part 3 of my Captain America review. As you can tell, huge Captain America fan. When I came to Canada, he was the hero I connected with the most, initially or just always. I've loved his sense of idealism. I've loved the fact that he is just human, pushed to our perfect level of physicality, but also, really in a way, pushed to our desired ideals. Or rather, his experiences in the Great Depression in World War II has given him a greater sense of history of the impact our lives have and the responsibility that we have to taking care of one another, taking care of our society, to upholding those ideals that we truly cherish. So, I love Captain America is what I'm saying. You can find me, Andrew Ace, at UYS999, online, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that jazz. So, for part 3, my first book I'd like to mention is Captain America, Man Out of Time. This was done by Mark Waid. Artist is, and I apologize, I don't actually recognize his name, George Molina. It's early in the morning, or at least I want to say that. It is Captain America who has been brought out of the ice in our time period. So as I mentioned in my last vlog, Captain America Part 2, obviously, he goes into the ice in the end of World War II, 1944, and in original Marvel continuity, he comes out of the ice, well, in the mid-60s. And certainly, that was a fertile time to contrast the 60s, the early 70s, against the culture and the ideals, the youth, of the 30s and 40s. Of course, since then, they've always had to do this juggling act of kind of trying to condense the amount of time that Cap has been out of the ice. So I've tended to find in stories that it's sort of been roughly, he's been out for about 10 years. Well, that's still depending upon where you're reading him. Okay, did he come out in the 80s? Well, now in the 90s and the 2000s. More than that, of course, there's the, what is the culture that he comes out into? Because certainly the 1960s to the 1980s when I was reading, or the 1990s when I was reading, through to 10 years ago or today, we're talking about 20-year jumps, yeah, pretty much. 20-year jumps, and the cultures that change, the generations that have come, the new readers that are picking up the book, and to sort of keep saying, 10 years also then brings about the question of, why is he still hung up, Man Out of Time? Why is he still hung up on, death of Bucky? Granted, now he's back. But you can see 10 years is certainly a time that one could adjust. And what Mark Waid does in this graphic novel is he brings that Captain America coming out of the ice to today. Granted, today being, I want to say about 2010, 2011. Check the 2011. But that's certainly still a much more modern time frame. People have iPods and cell phones, which even in the early 90s, wouldn't have been in a sort of an updated story for Captain America. Certainly the clothing, the ideals, the experiences, the Iraq War, 9/11, these things have radically changed our worldview. So if you go into the 90s, before these happened, you have a different Cap, if you would, almost. So I think he did a marvelous job. I'm not usually a lot for reboot stories in a way, and this just tries to be kind of like a modern origin story, but the origin of him in our culture, not the we're going to retell Captain America in World War II type stories, which there are a number of, and they're phenomenal, and I have a bunch on my shelf, and if I could recommend every Captain America book, I definitely would. But for this one, you've got some great artwork, but you also get a new modern storyline, and it is standalone. And that's, again, a lot of these books are part of the ongoing continuity or are, part of the Ultimate Universe. And so it can be tough for new readers to be able to just, here's one book, I just want to read this one book. If I like it, I'll go find more. Well, this is a perfect one for you, Captain America, Man Out of Time. So, next is another personal favorite from back when I was originally reading Cap. This, though, was about when it's coming out of the title. Like I mentioned, girls, university, other stuff. This is also Mark Waid, penciled by Ron Garney. Just some incredible artwork. I'm a big fan of Mark Waid, and if you're a newer reader to comic books, you might recognize his work from, he helped, when I say reboot, no, that's not the right word, Daredevil. He helped work on Daredevil a little while ago, and really reinvigorated the character. That's what I'm looking for. Reinvigorated the character. Certainly the series' sales, and again, I want to get off on a Daredevil, Brubaker, Bendis rant. But needless to say, Mark Waid is a phenomenal writer, and you can bring him in, and whether you're updating a character, reinvigorating a character, or just having a lot of fun with the character, he's the writer for it. This storyline was part of the ongoing series around issues 444, and dealt with, prior in the series, Cap had lost the super soldier serum. Sound familiar, people? Had even died, and this was him, coming back. The whole thread plotline is kind of fun, actually, given that the Red Skull has been trying to steal or utilize Steve Rogers' genetic material to create for himself these sort of cloned Ubermensch bodies. And I've always liked that the discussion, the focus on Steve Rogers is the ideal from Germany's perspective in a way as well. Certainly the ideal man, the blonde Uberman. Anyway, the point is that the Red Skull almost, wants to be Captain America, or wants all of Captain America's attributes for himself, and I've always liked that. So, in this, of course, though, Red Skull, I think, pretty much has sort of just grown bored, maybe not quite remembering it properly, it's been a few years since I've read it, but he brings back Steve Rogers. The Red Skull's like, you know what, in this world, if I'm going to be taking it over, I want to know that I've defeated you first, that you weren't taken out by old age or something else. So, I always found that was a fun storyline. You also got a lot of Agent Carter, Agent 13, Sharon Carter. There was a quick picture of their Bill Clinton, actually. I was looking for her, but you can see her again. I think I already showed that page, but that's her up there. She had a weird history in the mid-90s, late 90s. Don't try and understand it too much. So, last book for right now is Captain America, the Living Legend, by Annie Diggle, illustrated by Adi Granov. The reason why I mentioned this book, it's small, it's short, it's not an easy, quick read standalone, doesn't make it bad, but the artwork is out of this world. Adi Granov is just one of my favorite artists, and he really brings a unique style. I don't even want to claim I entirely understand it, so to say that it's computer isn't, I think, entirely the case, but certainly he does an incredible, hi, this is a tiny kitten, bye-bye tiny kitten, incredible job, creating his own style, feel for Captain America. I mean, the covers for this series, out of this world. The storyline, set in World War II, he's in Russia, and trying to stop a sort of almost Cthulhu techno-virus from spreading. So a little bit of the supernatural occult weird. Great read, but really the best part is the art, and I would very much recommend this. So, guys, there's only one book I didn't, no, what am I saying? I think, yeah, one book I didn't get to. I don't know if I have enough time. No, 2 books. I'll have to do a part 4 without a kitten on top of me. I will be right back. I'm Andrew Ace at UYS999. Hope you're all having a great day. See you soon.